to all the amazing listeners out there. On behalf of the Reef Podcast, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for our future mentions on the new episode. Have a great day.
Welcome everybody to another edition of the Reef SportsCast here on the Reef Podcast channel. My name is LuisIpa, joined by ZDP. What up, dude?
What up, what up, what up? Another week, another fun time. What's up, chat? How we doing today? Welcome in, welcome in.
Man, another exciting week, dude. I mean, literally, I kid you not, 4 of the best games out there, like phenomenal games. I mean, when we actually went dive into all these games, out of this world. I mean, I wish it was like this every week. I mean, we have a few, but I mean, imagine if every game was a good one, then that would be insane. That we have to actually dive to each one. But we have a special guest with us today. We have a HulkSmasher here joining us, who is actually all the way up north. Welcome in, Hulk. Glad you could join us.
Glad to be here, guys. Thank you for the opportunity. Just here to support everyone, and let's talk about some football, shall we?
Oh, absolutely. So I'm gonna let CDP kick it off. Wait,
I do have a question before we get into that. What is a weird combination in food that you would like to go through, and kind of put together? So, like, for instance, for me, I like to go through and put chocolate milk with Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
I don't think I ever heard of that. That's actually brand new to me.
Yeah.
So what is one for you?
Me personally, I think I would actually I just like broccoli with cheese. I'm just average, but I mean, I never heard of Cheetos with chocolate milk. That's actually brand new.
What about you, Hope?
You'd be surprised on some of the contraptions I've cooked up in my past with ramen noodles. Just earlier, I made myself 2 packs of chicken-flavored ramen noodles, sprinkled in some shredded cheese, added some buffalo ranch and honey mustard to it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, that sounds like a great concoction, honestly.
Oh yeah,
but yes,
great on the soul.
Great on, hey, you got the soul food, man. Great on the soul, not lying on that. But just like Louis said, thank you so much for being here, being part of week 3 of our podcast, and hopefully we can get you on more often. So yeah, let's go through and start off with week 2 reactions.
Oh.
We got the Buccaneers versus the Texans. Oh my goodness. The teams came out hot in the first half. The defense began to adjust and became gritty as the game progressed. It was not until the fourth quarter when things started to heat up again. You had a block punt that ended up being a field goal, which was a huge win for the Buccaneers defense. However, you feel how the game is going through as the Texans begin to gain momentum. The crowd is getting loud, and the following drive, the Bucs go 3 and out. The crowd is even getting louder. The Texans take the lead off a Nick Chubb 25-yard rush into the end zone for a 19-14 lead. And then I want to say, Nick Chubb, welcome back to the NFL. It's good to go through and see you after that horrendous injury you took against the Steelers for that low blow. But yeah, remember that term I brought up, gritty?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, y'all forget about this. That's Baker Mayfield's speed right there. That's what he plays at. You get a 2-minute drill, and you have all 3 timeouts, and the crowd is loud. First play, Baker passes to Bucky, no gain. Second play, Baker throws an incomplete pass to Mike Evans. Third play, Baker throws an incomplete pass to Mika Ibuka. Now it's 4th down. Baker steps in the pocket and pushes forward, dodges the tackle and from the pressure off the edge, and rushes for 15 yards on a 4th down play. They continue to drive the ball and seal the win with Rachaad White on a 2-yard rush for a touchdown. But yeah, I do want to go through and bring this here. I know Louis talked about last week how his team did not go through and utilize their timeouts. I will say for this instance, to go through and be within a 2-minute drill and to have all 3 timeouts and not even use a single one, man, I was just blown away with how Baker led this team to victory. And this is back-to-back weeks that Baker has done this with a game-winning drive. On top of that, he was going through and playing through injuries, and he didn't have 2 of his key offensive linemen, and then he had a few other injuries with receivers. So if I was passing out the ball, the game ball, it would definitely be given to Baker after witnessing just the grittiness. And, that's one thing I love about Baker. That's one thing I really wish the Browns would have never gotten rid of Baker, because he has that it factor that he would do anything he can to go through and help his team win. Regardless of what your stats are at, the Baker is a game player. He's for the team. He's for the team. But yeah, with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Hulk.
So, like I said, Baker Mayfield had an outstanding game. He had 25 out of 38 for completions, 215 yards with 2 touchdowns. I'd say he did everything he could to help his team complete that victory.
I gotta say, I mean, whoever, like you said, CDP, you guys got rid of Baker Mayfield, but I mean that's because he had so much controversy back then. But you know what they say? Some players, when they have so much controversy, come back and literally say, you know what? I'm a changed man now. I want to change. I want to be a better person. And look where he is now. Like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers said, you know what? We'll take you in. Well, actually, we understand what you're going through. And at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they win the division again. I wouldn't be surprised.
They're heavy favorites to win.
I agree. I mean, ever since Tampa picked up Mayfield, it's been off to a great start with them. Some more to look forward to. I think it's a couple weeks. Philly plays Tampa again, so we'll see how that matchup comes out to play.
Mm-hmm. Man, but I gotta say, like you said, CDP, that game, like literally, I don't even watch any other team but my team. But literally, I was like, okay, let me flip through the channels and see. Okay, Monday Night Football. So I started watching, and I was like, this is okay. But dude, that fourth quarter, literally, this could be like a potential candidate for Game of the Year. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. I mean, with all everything they had. But what I don't get about the Texans is you stop them in 3 passing plays, and yeah, you might think that he's gonna pass because it's 4th and 10, but they don't understand that Baker can still run. He can still run. And you left him such a wide open space. It's like, my guy, someone tackle that guy. All you need to do is tackle one more time for in 9 yards, and literally game is over. But the Texans were expecting that. And I think the big mistake that the Texans made was they basically scored way too early. They should have be more conservative with the ball. They should have take their time with it, so that way Baker doesn't have that much time. I mean, like you said, 2-minute warning, that's a timeout, and 3 timeouts. That's basically 4 timeouts that you have, literally, at your disposal with a 2-minute warning, and you can't even do anything about it. I mean, come on, dude. Texans, step up with your games. You had the game in the bag. You just got too conservative, and you should have. I mean, yeah, you can trust your defense, but I mean, the fact that they scored that many points on you, that means that you shouldn't trust your defense. You should be like, okay, let's do what we do. Let's blitz him. If you blitz, what's his name, Baker, he's gonna be nervous to throw. But I mean, you also have to worry about all those receivers. That's why I told you, Tampa Bay more than likely will win the division. I don't think Falcons or Saints or Panthers can handle, dude. I mean, as long as Baker stays healthy, as long as Mike Evans and everybody stays healthy, dude, they could run it again.
All right, we'll get to the next game over here: the Broncos versus the Colts. Another great game, great matchup between quarterback play on both teams. What impresses me is the Colts have not punted, nor have they had any turnovers. Jonathan Taylor had 165 yards rushing and a receiving touchdown, but not a rushing touchdown. I was very surprised with how many yards he was able to go through and put up in the run game and not get a rushing touchdown. Daniel Jones is looking like a competitor, being able to tear apart a top 10 defense. Sometimes all you need is a fresh start. And I mean, it's still early in the season, but you can see how the offensive coordinator is making Daniel Jones look great again.
Daniel Jones, I gotta say, from hearing Up and Adams today, Kay Adams talking to Daniel Jones today, he looks so happy in Indianapolis. Like, he looks like he's a newer person now. Like, he's been reborn, literally. Like, you know, just like, oh my gosh, like, you know, he's still young, he's still having the time of his life, and he's like, dude, I enjoy being with the Colts. And I think that's what happens. Like, you know, when you find that right team, you find that right chemistry with your teammates, that's when you know you are actually destined for success. And I think this is what Daniel Jones' new home would be. I think he's going to stay with the Colts for a while, and especially with that running back, dude. As long as Taylor stays healthy, they should be good. But, I mean, phenomenal game, down to the wire. Good job on the Broncos to stand up. But, dude, I kid you not, a lot of these games have been phenomenal so far in these first 3 weeks. I mean, not every single one, but I mean, a lot of games that are like, oh my gosh, like, this is actually entertaining to watch. Because sometimes we see those blowouts where we see, oh yeah, this team is going to win by a lot. We already know. But now, I noticed this year, there's a lot more defensive plays. I don't know if you noticed that. There's more defensive side of the field. There's not that much blowouts as last year's.
Yeah.
What do you take on it, Hulk?
I do have one more thing to say before Hulk goes in. So yeah, one thing I will say, Daniel Jones' line is much better underneath the Colts, and it helps that he has Jonathan Taylor there as well. I feel like the departure of Saquon Barkley did hurt Daniel Jones, but because he obviously is a run-first quarterback, he's really showing that he can be standing in the pocket within the Colts, but he's got a better offensive line. The last thing I want to go through and say about this game is field goals can help you win the game. The Colts went 5 for 5 on field goals. And if it wasn't for a costly penalty by the Denver Broncos, they would have won the game. But because they went through and touched the center on the last kick, the 60-yard attempt at the end of the game ended up being like a 45-yard, where the Colts were able to go through and still and win the game off of field goal. Like, they had 15 points off of field goals. So hats off to the team, like, to be able to go through and get through and do what it takes to win the game. So we'll pass it over.
All right, what you got, Hulk?
I mean, I'd taken a look at what Denver did to Chicago last week. They destroyed the Bears. But this past week, some things were not clicking, I believe. Let's just run through the game stats here. We got 324 total yards for Denver, 206 passing yards, 118 rushing, and 6 yards per play. Indianapolis, on the other hand, had 473 total yards with 306 passing yards, 167 rushing, and a 7.1 yards per play. Now, they were both pretty even as far as first down completions. Denver with 23, but Colts did a better job offensively to get their much-needed possession. And a lot of it does come down to time of possession, making sure you keep the opponent defense out there like that way they're tired, and you can just keep moving the ball. But there's some things that I do see that need to be tweaked out leading into week 3.
All right. So
do you have those ideas of what need to be tweaked out?
I'd probably say probably more quarterback protection, just securing the ball, making those crucial first down plays. Limit your penalties. That's always a key factor. You don't want to have too many penalties on your team. That's going to give the opponent a better advantage of potentially winning the game if they're not careful.
For sure, for sure.
let's move
All
on to the
right.
next one. We got New York Giants against Dallas Cowboys. I'm gonna let Hulk start with this one because I know he's a huge Eagles fan here, but he loves to talk about this game a lot because these are two division rivals from HulkSmasher's team. So I'll let him take this first, and then we're gonna go to ZDP, and then we'll finish with me.
All right, so first things first. Like Louis mentioned, I am a Philadelphia Eagles fan from heart. Not because of bandwagon or just because we won the Super Bowl or anything. I was raised as an Eagles fan. So in that environment, I was always taught to hate the division rivals. But in this case, Dallas had the upper hand, surprisingly. They ended up winning the game 40-37. Although I think New York should have made some crucial plays. I mean, they had some opportunities that they just gave up, and that ultimately led to Dallas winning the game. Am I happy about it? Not really. But if I were to choose which team to face for, division title, I'd probably give it to Dallas on this, and it's going to be Philly and Dallas going toe-to-toe in the division standings.
Dang. All right, what you got, CDP?
All right. Well, I hoped you grabbed some tickets because this game became an air show. Russell Wilson, 30 for 41, 450 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Dak Prescott, 38 for 52, 362 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And yes, I will say for my hot take last week, I was wrong. Russell Wilson, you might have another week to where you're not going to be benched. So hell of a job to you to go through and play in your interdivisional rival and to show out the way you did. But this game had a wild minute remaining of regulation. You had a 48-yard bomb from Russell to Malik Neighbors to pull ahead of a 37-34. With 5 seconds remaining on the clock, you have Brandon Aubrey. I'm going to say this guy is becoming one of the most clutch kickers. This Brandon's got a leg. Nails a 64-yard field goal. 64-yard field goal. Okay. Some of y'all can't even run 10 yards. I don't know. But yeah, to tie, he went through and he tied the game, making this game the first game of the year to head in overtime. I don't know if Russell Wilson is going through and listening to the podcast because, like I said, my projection was a little off, but it wasn't enough for him to go through and win the game, as the Giants fell to the Cowboys 40-37. But a great game, though.
So I agree with you. I mean, who knows? Maybe he is listening to this. I mean, you never know who's listening to this because, I mean, we have a lot of viewers that actually, watch the podcast on Spotify. They watch it on IHeart Radio. And dude, who knows? I mean, it might be like, somebody like, like might actually have to tell Russell, like, hey, your name was mentioned on this podcast, right? And they'll be like, wait, what? And then he'll look and be like, oh, okay, so I'm going to prove this guy wrong. I'm going to prove him wrong and throw for that many yards. What I don't get is what is up with Dallas's defense, dude? Literally leaving all these receivers over 100 yards? Bro, somebody, whoever has Dallas defense, dude, I'm so sorry for you. You have a horrendous Dallas defense. Like, it's horrible. I mean, where is that pass defense? Like, what is going on? Yeah, I mean, they stopped the run, but literally, like, you don't have no coverage for receivers. And Hulk had something to say, so go ahead, Hulk.
Yeah, like you were saying, their defense, it was especially the secondary defense. That was particularly led by Micah Parsons. As we all know, Jerry Jones decided to trade him over to Green Bay, and now they're having a field day. So, I will say this, I have some respect for Dallas, just overall, they know how to. They've gotten better with clock management. I'll give them that. But there's some things that they still need to adjust on in order to have a good season.
All right, that was actually that game. Now we're moving on to this one. I'm gonna let CDP. I need you to lead this one because you're the one that was so hyped for this one. So we got Washington Commanders and the Green Bay Packers. So take the mic, my dude.
All right. Well, for me, I thought this was the matchup of the week. And you have back-to-back games at home, especially in Lambeau. You're going to have the advantage. I mean, Jordan Love looks smooth again in the pocket, slinging that ball around, having the 19 for 31, 292 yards, and 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. This man has yet to throw an interception. There was one almost that took place last week, but it was negated because of some penalties and. But he is making some plays, and he's definitely working himself to be a dark horse candidate for MVP. The Packers defense, Micah Parsons, man. Ooh. So Micah Parsons went through and actually played about 72% of the snaps, or 72% of the snaps this week. They grabbed 4 sacks, and they held the Commanders to a total of 230 total yards. To me, to go through and hold this Commanders team to a 230-yard game with a quarterback who loves to go and get out of the pocket, and they have a lot of great receivers on that team, that's a W. That's a W. But it reminds you that you had to play all 4 quarters in this game, because if it wasn't for the 4th quarter, this game wasn't even close. Green Bay had it until the last few minutes when there was 15 unanswered points from Washington, yet still not enough for them to go to win this game. I see the Packers being heavy contenders in the NFC division.
Okay.
They're going to win the NFC North, but they may be a potential NFC championship winner, and you'll dethrone the Eagles. No offense, Hulk, but I feel like they're going to go through and take that.
Okay, before Hulk says something here, because I know he loves to talk about, like, matchups and everything. I gotta say, you said that he didn't throw no interceptions, right?
Yeah.
You heard it here, guys, from him. He said he didn't throw one. If he throws one this coming weekend, you know who to blame right here.
Against my Browns? Dude, I feel the Browns. Okay, when we get to the game, I will have a few things to say about that more than, but it's yeah. I think an interception is going to be coming against the Browns.
Now, if he doesn't throw no interceptions this year, I'm literally going to be speechless. I'll be like, bro, what is this guy's deal? Like, what did he do during the off season that made him so phenomenal to do so great?
Yeah, who hurt this man?
Who
Who hurt this man?
But he chose violence.
But literally, I kid you not. This guy is doing phenomenal, man. He's doing great. He has like really good stats. He's not Russell Wilson yet, but he's potential. I mean, he has potential to go far. I mean, he's still young. This is the thing. He's not in his prime years yet. So literally, he's developing to be a great quarterback. And I keep repeating every single episode. And of course, we have memes of this all over social media now. Offensive line, guys. How do you see that offensive line of Green Bay? I'm gonna take both you guys takes. How do you see offensive line in the Green Bay offense?
It's by far the best that I've seen out of any team. I feel like this upcoming week they are going to be challenged. But yeah, they've had some smooth games for Jordan Love to have quite a bit of time in that pocket. So I'll give them like an A+ out of the 2 games they've played.
So do you think they're deserving a plus?
An A+, A++. They had extra credit.
I'm gonna have to slightly disagree on the grading, just slightly. I'm gonna give them an A-. Reason why is Green Bay still has to figure a little bit of stuff out, but they're looking fantastic this year, especially with defense grabbing Micah Parsons from Dallas. Hallelujah. We look at the total stats of that entire game. Green Bay was their offensive line was protecting Jordan Love. He had a total of 269 passing yards. The run game was superb. They had 135 rushing yards with 22 first downs, and third down efficiency. They need to work on third down situations. That is a crucial part of the game. If you do not get a first down within the first 2, you have to make that third one or be able to get a quarterback sneak to pick up a fourth down. Exactly.
Or make that tush push, bro. That tush push in.
Yeah, 10-yard tush push. 10 yard. 10 yard.
Now.
Literally tush push 10 yards. Jesus, dude. Why don't you just pick up the quarterback and literally run with it? Like, literally just like, I'm running my quarterback here. I'm taking him with me.
Hop on my back. I'll carry you.
What's that guy's name that used to be with the Saints? Sanders, the big dude?
Yes.
Literally, imagine if he did this and literally went like, I'm carrying my player with me. Like, literally, dude. If somebody ever pulls a play like that, I kid you not, that would be the perfect meme for forever. Just literally. I mean, I want to see, I know they've done the tush push, but I want to see longest yard type tush push. If you guys haven't watched that movie, please remember, you remember when, like, literally the quarterback, which was Adam Sandler, he got stopped and all his teammates literally tush push him all the way into the end zone. I was like, dude, if somebody pulls that off, I'll kid you not, I'll laugh so hard when that happens.
So you're saying Adam Sandler should be credited for the tush push?
I think he should be credited.
He should be credited as a water boy.
H2O.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
But before I wrap this up, though, like I was saying, some things that Green Bay does need to work on. Here's a good example: penalties. They had 10 penalties compared to Washington's 5. That is a massive amount of yards lost compared to where if they maintain, keep themselves composed, do their job properly, reduce penalties, they're gonna have a much better season.
All right, but don't get me started with penalties because my team is the worst in the league in penalties right now. My team is like the worst.
It's it's a retirement home over there. They're forgetting how to play the game. That's
Since Breeze left.
Since Breeze left, that organization is shit. I'm sorry to say it, but golly, dude, I don't even know how.
I would say,
All I gotta say is that I'm gonna have to wear that maid outfit at some point. So
yup.
I do not want to wear my maid outfit, but I'm gonna have to just because I know for a fact we have a lot of people listening in. They know the bet that me and Big Will have done that if the Saints don't make the playoffs, I have to wear a maid outfit during a podcast. And I already went with my word. I already looked up some in case, it does happen, which it will more than likely. And don't question me.
There's a 95% chance.
Yeah.
There's a 95% chance with the year y'all are having so far. Sorry.
All right, so I think we should actually get to the hot takes. What do you guys think?
The news and updates.
News and updates? Got you right here.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a big one that I want to mention before we get started because I saw before the podcast there's a major injury that happened. Did you guys see who it was?
Who
Joe
would it
Burrow.
be?
Who would it be? It would actually Justin Fields.
Really?
Yep.
Yep, Justin Fields. He got hurt. He had a concussion.
Yes.
That dude can.
Yes.
That dude cannot catch a break, man. What is up with that? Literally.
Can't catch a break.
I say, if I was him, I would say, you know what? I'm done. I'm retiring. I don't have nothing going on. I don't know what to do. I mean, maybe he'll find a home. I mean, who knows? But I mean, dude, at this point, it's like, dude, you have the worst freaking luck right now, dude.
Okay, it's not about the luck, but as I said in week 1, regardless of him going through and having a narrative being needed to change when from the Jets or from the Bears to the Jets and all, right, and the Steelers, or from the Bears to the Steelers to the Jets. Sorry, I had to get my alignment check. He has played and has produced a top 10 quarterback weekly. The stats are there. He's got the skill set. He just needs to be able to go through and finish out the games. And I feel like that's the biggest thing that holds Justin Fields back is that he has the skill set to go through and do it. He just can't finish the product. And when he when he figures it out, his sky's the limit on that. But yeah,
He's still young. That's the thing. Thankfully, he's still young because if he was around Russell Wilson age and he got hurt and everything, time to retire, my dude.
it's time to put it up. Yeah, it's time to put it up and walk out of there.
Yep, exactly. Just grab your bags, be like, you know what, deuces. I'm going to the flag football, which actually is gonna start. Did you guys see that? Actually, that Brady actually was playing with Gronk in the Oakland Raiders Vegas Stadium, and they basically said yeah, I'll see you March 20-something of 2026, and I think they're gonna have a little flag football event. And I wonder if they're going to bring a lot of good old veterans. And I'm not trying to kiss butt or anything like that, but if they don't call Breeze, I'm going to be really disappointed on them because that dude deserves to be there. Hey, he did a lot for the state over here, okay? He's done so much that he deserves to be up there. He really does. With everything that he's done.
So much that he doesn't want to go through and take any ownership or being coach or anything like that, and just wants out of Louisiana.
Hey, I mean, I think he just wants out of there because there's somebody with the last name Loomis that's basically being like a dark cloud over New Orleans, and
for sure.
That
Dexter Loomis?
Yeah, Mickey Loomis is still there, and I kid you not, so much of the community have been saying, get rid of him. You got rid of Dennis Allen. You got rid of all these people that we don't want. What's so hard to get rid of Mickey Loomis? I mean, they hired somebody that a GM, somebody used to be a GM for the Falcons, and literally they hired him as a front office assistant. So maybe he'll become the new GM. Who knows? But we need somebody else because why you drafting injury-prone players? Why you picking up washed up players that get hurt so much? Why you pick up a wide receiver that's on the injury list? Things like that don't make sense. Dude, what are you on? Like, are you literally that blind that you can't see, like, oh, he's injured? Great. Dude, like, you literally just throwing money for players like, oh, yeah, you guys can get hurt. Here's money. Here's some free money. Dude, you can't throw like that, though. You can't win championships unless you have a good ownership, like a good front office that knows what to do with all this stuff. Look at the Eagles. Look at the Chiefs. Look at the Patriots dynasty back then. Look at all this stuff. Like, they know how to handle all this stuff. But New Orleans does not know how to handle their cap space, and it's very disappointing. Like, it frustrates me, dude. I mean, I'm still a fan. I love the Saints. But the fact that they make so many mistakes with so many picks, it really disgusts me. It really does. So what is your your news flash for you, CDP?
All right, so we're going to call this whole injury on top of the Justin Fields aspect the quarterback apocalypse. Oh my goodness. Justin Fields being out with a concussion. You have Jaden Daniels having a high knee sprain. Reports are looking good, but we'll get an update after Friday's practice. You have JJ McCarthy out with a high ankle sprain. Joe Burrow is out for 3 months. So, with her toe injury, you got Jake Brown looking to start, and the Bengals signed Mike White and Sean Clifford to the practice squad. And then Brock Purdy, again, monitoring as he was rolled out week 2. Then you have some running backs. You have Aaron Jones Sr., he's out on IR with a hamstring injury. Austin Eckler suffered a torn Achilles. He's done for the season. You have Jaden Reed from the Washington and Green Bay game, broke his collarbone. He's on IR. And then Brock Bowers is also being monitored as well with the knee.
Okay, so before you continue there, you mentioned injuries, right?
Yes.
Okay, so do we have to call our little buddy that knows about injuries?
Hey, let's do it.
All right.
Hey, old man, give me everything.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me.
Oh
my
man.
God.
Oh man.
Ever since
Call an ambulance.
ever since you showed me that meme, I was like, what in the world's going on with people nowadays?
I'm kind of surprised you never saw it before ever.
Nope, never saw it until you guys pointed out. Dude, you guys have to realize I'm a busy person. I do my podcast. I do work for Microsoft, so staying busy all the time is like somebody actually tells me like, Luis, let's hang out. Let me write my appointments. Let me write down here. When you want to hang out? Okay, cool. I'll write it down. It's hard to get a hold of me nowadays. It really is, with how busy I am. But other than that, I mean, injuries have been really scary nowadays when it comes to the NFL, and it's really scary because I mean, I don't know what's up with the medical team for each team. I mean, they're not doing what they're supposed to. I don't know what's going on. But I kid you not, dude. I mean, I hope everything gets better for a lot of players. I mean, I did see Joe Burrow's injury, like they showed in the slow motion, and my goodness, dude, that did not look pretty. And for the love of Christ, stop with the turf fields. I'm tired of seeing a lot of injuries with that. I think they should actually go with grass fields, to be honest, because turf, if you get a turf toe or a turf some sort of turf injury, that hurts like hell, dude. It really does.
Some honorable mentions for the injury list I have pulled up. Dallas Goedert, he was out with a knee injury against Kansas City. He has been limited at practice today. Hopefully we get some more news about that. I also saw a player on the Dolphins, Jalen Waddle. His shoulder is questionable for the game against Buffalo. So, slight shoulder injury. Might potentially play, might not. We don't know the full story. As far as any other injuries that I've seen, I'm not 100% sure. But I thought I'd add those to the injury list.
Thank you for that. Let's get over to hot takes, y'all.
Oh boy, you want to go to hot takes? Let's go to hot takes.
Let's go to hot takes.
Woo! All right. Hot takes in the house. All right, what you got, CDP, for this one?
Ooh, the Colts are real. They're going to start 3-0 and will be the winners of the AFC South. With that being in mind, they're going to go very deep in the AFC playoff race, potentially being the AFC champions.
That's your hot take? Well, you know what? I'm going to counter you with this. I'm going to counter you with the ones and only Chargers. Chargers are going to be the ones that are going to win the AFC. I'll tell you this much right now. Chargers are going to go all the way. And if it is Chargers versus Colts in the AFC Championship, me and you are going to have a little discussion off screen when we're not in the podcast. I'll be like, okay.
Off screen.
Off screen.
But, no, I mean, I kid you not. I mean, I told you Justin Herbert from the beginning. And you're like, I don't know. He's not a top 3 quarterback. Look what you did. You basically provoked him, and you made him think, you know what? Justin Herbert is not that good. But, dude, he has good weapons. He's healthy. He's good. I'm listening. I'm waiting.
Bro, I feel like people are listening to the podcast like, that ZDP guy, we're going to go through and prove him wrong. Every single hot take I've had, every single statement I've had has been wrong. Yes.
Let's face it. We're just going to face it. I've been wrong. It is what it is. Let's move on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been fun. I'm retiring. I'm kidding.
I'm done. After today, no.
I'm done with that podcast. I'm leaving. Like, farewell, everybody. I mean, I already got so many wrong hot takes, so I'm good. All right. So, Hulk, what is your hot take on this one, buddy?
The Kansas City Chiefs. They're not as good as everyone thinks they are. And the matchup against Philadelphia this past week proved it. Jalen Hurts only had 101 yards, surprisingly. But he doesn't care about that. He is a quarterback that is playing to win. He does not care about stats. He doesn't care if he's under 100 yards. Shoot, he can go for 5 yards and still be able to lead the team. The Chiefs need to make their completions. Patrick Mahomes, I'm sorry to say this, he's not as good as a quarterback as he was when he started. He's gotten slower. He's gotten sloppier. He needs to tighten up, adjust his rhythm, and just focus on making completions.
The thing about Mahomes is that ever since he basically told himself that he was the GOAT of the NFL now, literally like, you know, his whole, like, his ego was like this, like he was like this. When he mentioned that he was the GOAT, it went all the way up here, and then whoop, took a nosedive to downtown. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a good quarterback. He's excellent. I agree with everybody. Like, he's a top quarterback. But, dude, my goodness, like, what is up with you this year? Ever since your homie announced that he's engaged to T-Swift, you've been a little soft with everything, and you're like, oh, no, I don't know if I should perform this well. Don't get me wrong. No disrespect for T-Swift. No disrespect for Swifties out there. But, my goodness, dude, every time I see a player engaged to a musician or, like, some sort of celebrity out there, they get jinxed. Look at Tony Romo with Jessica Simpson. I kid you not. Literally horrible. Like every time they focus, oh, here's Jessica Simpson watching Tony Romo play.
Oh, Jesus, that hurt my brain.
Literally, I kid you not. He didn't do good. And now the same thing is happening with Kelsey and T-Swift. I mean, he's not performing where he's supposed to. He probably has too much focused on the engagement. He's too focused on the I got a feeling that if Kansas City doesn't go to the playoffs or doesn't even go to the Super Bowl this year, don't be surprised if Kelsey retires.
No, I'm not
So,
surprised at
so
all.
you're saying history repeats itself?
Basically, yeah.
Oh man.
I will
y'all want to
give
get some
credit
matchups? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I will give credit where credit is due. Patrick Mahomes said they were going for a three-peat. Well, they've actually got a three-peat, but not a victory one. They have lost 3 in a row so far this season. Take the loss in the preseason, or actually the loss of the Super Bowl, and then 0-2 to start the season. Philly beating them to make their second loss. You've gotten beat twice by Philadelphia, one in the Super Bowl and one in your home field. You've got to feel terrible. You've got to rebound from that.
I mean,
The only way I see Kansas City actually doing something is fix their errors, get their act together, make those crucial plays. They need to adjust, work together better. Communication has always been key, and it should still be that way.
also, I want to say that remember what I said at the beginning? The AFC West was going to be a tough division. I still think it's going to be a tough division. But if Kansas City doesn't pick up the slack, they're going to be falling to like 4th place in the AFC West. Because Chargers are excellent. Raiders are still pretty good, even though, like, I think the record is what, 1-1 right now?
1-1. Yeah.
So, I mean, they're still decent because they have Brady there, like, probably, like, maybe Brady says, like, sends some, like, coaching, or maybe, I don't know what he's doing there exactly. I know he's part owner, but, I mean, like, he only put, like, a portion of, like, ownership. But still, like, the Raiders are picking up a lot. They picked up a lot of good players. And then you have the Chargers, Raiders, and the Broncos. Broncos could be good, too. But, I mean, what happened with the Chiefs is that the Eagles exposed them, okay? They literally exposed them. That's what happened. All right. Moving on from that. So, I think we should actually go to our Week 3 picks, which actually is...
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right. So, let's go to our Week 3 picks here. We got our... Oh, man. We got a... I'm going to go real quick for the first one. Dolphins and Bills. I mean, come on, dude. You really have to talk about this one. I don't think so. Exactly. Yeah.
I'm pulling for the Bills on this, and Josh Allen, still a hell of a quarterback. He's doing his job, leading his team. They've got a very good receiving core. Their O-line has been phenomenal. I see them making playoffs guaranteed.
I see the Bills.
So
I was
sorry,
gonna say.
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick. Bills are gonna destroy another team, and that's gonna be Miami again. So go ahead. That's my take. Bills over Miami.
So even with Ed Oliver being out, the Bills have Josh Allen, and he will continue to make his presence known. It's going to be the Bills. I think 31-21.
Damn. Okay. Moving on to the next one, we got Falcons and Panthers. My lord, do I hate these two teams, but I hate one the most, but I'm not going to say names because I don't want to get hate. Panthers at Falcons. Why do I see the Panthers actually getting a win in this one? This is my upset of the week. I see the Panthers beating the Falcons by 3.
I'm gonna actually have to counter that. As much as I don't, I tolerate Atlanta, but I have a feeling they're gonna pull off the upset against Panthers. Reason being, Panthers, they haven't been as productive lately. They need to, like I've been saying, they need to get whatever they're missing fixed. They need to find solutions to improve. So I'm going with the Falcons on this game.
The Panthers seem to have a spark of a little excitement last week, but they said they came close to a victory. Will this momentum continue? I can see how it could be an upset, But with the Falcons having a major upset in Minnesota last week, regardless of the JJ McCarthy injury, I think that the Falcons defense is going to hold strong, and the Falcons will prevail in this NFC South matchup 24-20.
Damn. So I'm the only
Gonna
one.
be a close one.
So I'm the only one rooting for the little kitties right here, the Panthers.
Yeah.
All right. Next matchup we got Green Bay against Cleveland Browns. I'll let ZDP pick first because this is his team.
Yeah, so my take on this, let me find that real quick. Myles Garrett was very disruptive last week. You know, regardless of how the score came about, a lot of that was off of turnovers from the offense and then special teams. The defense held the Ravens even because they had they were every possession they had in that last quarter, they were deep in the Browns end zone. And it's really hard to go through and defend against that Ravens offense. But with that being said, they held Derrick Henry to I think about 23 rushing yards. So I mean that's a W upon itself. And I believe they had 2 sacks. I'll have to go through and check my facts on that. But will Myles Garrett be able to disrupt the pocket that the Packers have had over these past 2 games? This is the first game outside of Lambeau. So we may see something different, but I still feel the Packers are going to win this one because there's so many issues on that offensive side with the Browns. The Packers are going to win 28-14.
That tight end that the Packers have is really tall, really talented. So, I mean, this is like you said earlier. This is a test for the Packers' offensive line. If they can actually withstand the Cleveland Browns' defensive line and actually contain the whole pass rush, we could actually see a potential close picture of what the Packers are going to be down in the future. Because, I mean, it all comes down to those two. Whoever dominates that line is going to win the game every time. So, I got the Packers winning by 14. No disrespect, CDP, but...
Unfortunately,
I had 14 as well.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with the Packers on this. And previously stated, trade up for Michael Parsons has significantly boosted their defense, secondary defense. Just how they were able to slaughter Washington this past week. They keep that momentum defensively, shut down the offense. It's gonna be a very high scoring game potentially. I'm gonna say Packers win by 3. I'm gonna give the Browns the shadow of a doubt. Granted, Miles Sanders, or not Miles Sanders, but what's his name?
Myles Garrett.
Yeah, he is a force to be reckoned with. So, I believe he's on the offensive line, correct?
Defense.
So
yeah, he's
Myles
the
Garrett,
reigning defensive player.
All right.
Myles Garrett, if he can get through the Packers O-line and put pressure on Jordan Love, then Browns are going to have a fighting chance.
All right.
Still, it's going to be Packers.
All right. Houston at Jacksonville. I see Houston getting the first win of the season in this game. I see him actually winning on the road against Jacksonville. I mean, Jacksonville only won last week because Burrow actually got hurt. And if I'm not mistaken, right? Or did they lose that one to the Bengals?
They lost.
They lost.
They
okay.
lost.
But literally, like, I got a feeling that, like, Houston is finally going to get their first win. They're going to taste victory. And don't count the Houston Texans out, dude. I mean, they're still a young team. They're still developing. And I see the Houston getting their first win of the season against the Jacksonville Jaguars by 3.
This one's a toss-up as well. But this is another AFC South matchup. And I mean, those Texans, man, they're a scrappy bunch. Stroud needs to go through and piece it together. He seems to be overthrowing his receivers the past few games. You have a resurgence in ATN. His run game, I think he's averaging 112 yards per game. Then you have Chubb last week. He made his presence known on that 25-yard run, but the Texans are still having issues in the run game as well. So there's something going on the offensive side with the Texans. This game will come down to which defense steps up and what quarterback makes the least amount of mistakes. However, it's a different type of heat in Jacksonville. I'm going to take the Jags 27-21.
I'm going to check the Jags on this as well.
Man, you guys all going against me on this one. Jeez.
Well, Trevor Lawrence, he's a decent quarterback. He knows how to make completions when necessary. He knows how to read defenses. Like he was saying, as far as the Texans, they can get Chubb to focus on run block. If you're going to use Chubb, run block is your key to success. You got to protect you got to find that gap, hold it so that he can get through. So like I said, I'm sticking with the Jaguars on this. I'm going to give it a 3-point game. 21-18.
All right. So next,
I'll give him a safety.
Okay. So Bengals against Minnesota. Both starting quarterbacks are hurt on this one. So this is gonna be interesting to see, like, which backup is gonna mess things up for the team, and which one is gonna, like they say, mess things up. I personally think at Minnesota, I mean, it's tough to pick because Bengals still have the Hendrickson in their defense. They still have a good defense, but my goodness, they do not invest in offensive line, guys. I mean, nothing. Like, their offensive line is horrible. It's like a piece of glass that breaks easily. So, my personal opinion, I think it's Minnesota going to be winning by 10.
So as you stated, both teams are going to miss their starting quarterbacks. You have Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz, and the Vikings are going to be missing Aaron Jones Sr. as well. So who's going to have the better showing in this wide receiver matchup? I see the Bengals establish the run against the Vikings, who are 30th in the league against the run, but having a better track record in JJ on the team, Carson Wentz is going to have an easier time against the Bengals defense, the passing defense, who ranks 28 in that. My verdict is going to be the Vikings 28-21.
This one's a toss-up for me. Both teams suffering from injuries. Not really sure on who specifically to pick. Obviously, with the injury for Joe Burrow, that's going to affect the offense of Cincinnati. Now, the Vikings, with Aaron Jones out, that run game has been dimmed short. So they're going to have to step it up, potentially go on to more RPOs or pass plays. That's going to be your focus if you want to beat Cincinnati in this game. I'm going to give 24-21 Vikings.
All right, moving on to the next one. We got Pittsburgh Steelers at Patriots. Who you got, CDP?
So what Aaron Rodgers are we going to go through and see this week? I see the Patriots doing enough at home to seal the win, 27-24.
Oh wow. I think we're gonna get a good Rodgers on this one. I think hey, every time I say something like that, it comes through. I'm not like you that basically says something and it's actually the opposite. So I'm not even gonna go there. So I got the Steelers winning this one by 14.
So This is a tough one for me. I've never really been a big fan of the Patriots. Obviously, Super Bowl games. Steelers, I think they're going to have a somewhat tough time. I'm going to go 24-21 Patriots on that game.
Okay, then. All right, moving on to the next one. Oh, boy. I'm going to let Hulk start with this one. The Rams against the Eagles. So, what's your take on this one?
All right, I'm going to...
Not fan base, remember. You can't go fan
No,
base.
that's what I was about to say. This is not a personal biased standing. The way that Philadelphia has been playing, the wins haven't really been the cleanest. However, we've been getting the job done. When we need to get more passing involved. We're not seeing enough A.J. Brown. Granted, we had that 50-plus yard throw to Jahan Dotson in week one against Dallas to set us up for a scoring drive. That is the kind of passing plays that we need. I'm still fine with the RPOs, the run plays with Barkley. Granted, the last time we faced the Rams was in the NFC Championship match. Or no, it was the one before, because I think we slaughtered the Commanders to go to the Super Bowl. But in order for the Rams to beat Philadelphia, they need to stop the run. Stopping the run is going to benefit the Rams' defense better than passing. So, unbiased, I'm still going to go with Philadelphia winning this, but it's going to be a very, very competitive game. I'm going to say 24-21 final score.
Whew. Oh, man. What you got, CDP?
All right. You have a 2-0 matchup. I see the Eagles secondary getting exposed in this game.
Yep.
The Rams will revenge their loss from last season's playoff, and the Rams will win 24-18.
Oh, man.
Like you said, this is going to be a good one. I'm highly anticipated.
I mean,
Yeah. There's
honestly,
quite a few matchups.
this should not be a noon game. Honestly, like a 1 o'clock game. It shouldn't be one like that. It should be a Sunday night football or something. That would be a good.
Yeah, that's our Monday Night Football.
Yeah, but okay.
Well, then, if it was a Monday Night Football game, Hulk wouldn't be able to go through and watch the game because he has to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
Granted, it's like 10:30.
He got you on that one. All right.
I'm only gonna have a few hours of sleep. That's fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna go real quick. I'm gonna pull with my buddy Hulk here. I'm gonna say Eagles, Eagles. I'm gonna go with this one with the Eagles, because Eagles, I mean, they're in another level right now. They're still Super Bowl champions right now, because nobody has dethroned them yet. But until somebody comes out of nowhere and just literally exposes them, I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. As you guys can see, their offensive line is still pretty good too. Eagles by, I would say, 10 at least.
A 10-yard tush push is going to happen this game. Thank you, Adam Sandler.
Yep, exactly. Hashtag
Push.
All right.
Or is it Crew Paul was his name in the game?
Paul Crew.
In that movie?
Paul Crew.
Paul Crew.
Yeah.
Paul.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
But in the next one, I'm gonna say real quick: Jets, Buccaneers by a lot. That's all I gotta say. I'm sorry.
Buccaneers are gonna win that game.
If they
it's gonna be a blowout.
If they lose this game, I'm literally gonna hit my head with something on the podcast next time. I'm
gonna cry.
Well, just clarify, it's family friendly.
Hey.
That you're gonna be hitting yourself with.
Okay, literally, I'm gonna grab this my water bottle. I'm literally gonna just go bonk. I'll be like, okay, there you go, bam.
Check yourself for a concussion. Check yourself for a concussion.
Yep.
Because, with that being said, Field is out because of a concussion. They do have Tyrod Taylor, however. Tyrod Taylor will make plays, and this guy always hurts himself when he makes that play. So they have no other quarterback behind Tyrod Taylor right now. I want to see who they're going to go through and sign with Fields being out. However, I will say Baker is going to get scrappy again and lead his team to another victory, 24-22 at home.
All right. This next one is easy as well. Colts against Titans, dude. Jones is going to shine again. Titans, I don't know. They're still trying to find themselves. They're still going like this. They're still going like... Where are we? We don't... Like, literally, you hear the crickets calling. I mean, come on, dude. Titans are not doing anything. But I kid you not, dude. Titans, I don't know what's up with them. But Colts all the way on this one. I'll say, like, it's not going to be a blowout, but it's going to be a really high-scoring game for the Colts. The Colts are probably going to blow the Titans out of the park on this one.
All right. Well, Cam Ward started to shine in week 2. You can still see the rust, or not the rust, but the rookiness, if that's even a term, kind of make more sense with Cam Ward. But this is going to be too tough for them, the Titans and Cam Ward. The Colts have proved to themselves against tougher opponents that they will win this game. The question is, will there be an error in this game? Will there be a turnover that the Colts will finally have to break their streak? Will they go through and finally punt this game to break their streak? But I have the Colts stampeding their way through 24-18 in Nashville.
I'm going to take the Colts on this one as well. I'm going to give them a touchdown ahead, 28-21.
All right. We got the Raiders and the Commanders. Both are uno and uno. Oh. This is tough. I hate when they have matchups that both teams have the same records. Because, like, dude, who to pick? They're both talented teams. Like, I mean, they're playing in Washington, so I got a feeling Daniels is going to come back and redeem himself. He's going to beat the Raiders in Washington.
Jenny Daniels, it's that injury, like I said, it's going to need to be monitored throughout the week. However, if he does not play, they do have Mariota behind him, and Mariota will win you some games. He may not be of Daniels' caliber, but he still is a Daniels-type quarterback where he's able to go through and he's quick on his feet and he can throw around the field and all. He's had success. But I do see the Commanders win this 21-17, regardless whoever's at the helm at quarterback.
As much as I don't want to go for a division rival, I'm going to have to agree. The Commanders are going to win this game. Now, there have Ashton Genty, he has been talking. He wants more of a workload. He has potential. He's just not getting enough carry time. If they implement more runs for him, I think he's going to shine with the Raiders. But I'm going to go with Washington on this by 3 points.
Oh, wow. Give him 3 points?
24-21.
Jeez. Man, showing no mercy over here because the division team, I see how it is. All right.
So it's going to come down to who wants it more.
All right. So next we got
That's what she said.
Broncos at Chargers. You already know my pick, CDP. I don't even have to say anything about Broncos and Chargers. I'm riding that Chargers train, baby. Chargers all the way.
All right. Then I'll take the helm at this one. An AFC West matchup. This one's going to get pretty spicy, pretty scrappy. This game will come down to who makes the least amount of mistakes, which leans heavily in Herbert's favor with the season he's having. You have Justin Herbert, who's putting on an MVP campaign. He's slicing and dicing the defense with precision. Bo Nix is showing flashes, but yet is played with inconsistency throughout the game. He needs to clean that up. The Chargers defense is 6th in the NFL in yards allowed per play, and intercepted Geno 3 times last week. The Broncos' running game is averaging 134.5 yards. Will that be enough? I don't think so. I see the Chargers winning at home by a touchdown, 27-20.
Go Chargers, go.
I guess I'll take the opposite on this one. I'm going to give it to the Broncos, given how well they have been performing this season so far. Make those minor adjustments that we were talking about earlier. Tighten up. You know, I'm going to give another 3-point game. It's going to, like this one's going to come down to who wants it more as well. Who wants that win? I'm going to give Broncos probably 28.
Okay. So, me and CDP picked Chargers, and Hulk here said Broncos. Okay, I see how it is. Okay. No, moving on. We got, why this game? Why did I even bother with this damn game?
Louis, do the honors of going first.
Sure, why not? Saints suck, Seahawks win. That's all I'm gonna say. Seahawks are gonna destroy the Saints on this one, okay? I'm sorry, Saints fans. I love you guys to death. I'm a devoted fan, but my goodness, you're playing in Seattle, one of the loudest stadiums out there. I kid you not, dude. Saints, I don't know what they're gonna do over here. I mean, don't get me wrong. Rattler's showing signs of development. It's great, but you can't win with one player. You can't be Drew Brees already, with only two years on your helm. I'm sorry, but no. I see Seattle winning by at least 20 points.
All right. Well, I will. Jackson. Okay, sorry. Let me backtrack. Oh my goodness, I was just 20 points. That's a lot. Dang. After last week, I'm blown away. But yeah, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Anybody? The last Buckeye wide receiver that torched the Saints. I don't see anything else differently happening this year, or even this game. And Jigba is having a sensational year through the 2 weeks he has been playing. Seahawks 23-18 by 5, not by 20.
I'm going another toss up. I really don't like this matchup. Considering it's in Seahawk territory, like you said, Louis, one of the loudest stadiums. I'm going to give this one to the Seahawks. 21-14.
Watch we all be wrong, and then I'm gonna hit myself in the head again. I'll be like, okay, another bonk. Every time I have a mistake,
You're gonna
grab a bottle, literally bonk myself.
He's going to be wearing that maid suit here soon.
Ooh.
That's gonna happen, and I'll be like, okay, you guys won. Victory is yours. All right, moving on. We got Dallas Cowboys against Chicago Bears.
Oh.
I know Hulk does not like to talk about this game because he despises the Cowboys. But
I'm going to go ahead and say my piece on this one.
all right, go for it.
Taking a look at Chicago, they're 0-2. They have not been able to perform successfully. They've got to tighten up. Dallas, granted, week 1 miscommunications cost them the game. CeeDee Lamb dropping those passes. You got to tighten up, be more efficient with your catches. Overall, as much as I hate to say it, I'm going with Dallas on this 28-21.
All right. So, I personally think Dallas is going to torch Chicago because Dennis Allen on defensive coordinator, he's not the same like he used to be. I don't know what's up with his deal. I mean, he basically lost his magic touch that he had, and I guess it followed him into Chicago. I mean, he got fired from New Orleans, and now don't be surprised if he gets fired from Chicago eventually, and like people actually say, hey, we want him out of here. He's not doing much. I mean, come on. His defense is ranked 25th in sacks. Like, that's horrible. You only have 3 sacks in a few games. Like, that's ridiculous. And then your time of possession, you have a decent amount of time of possession, but my goodness, dude. I don't think they're gonna hold to Dallas. I think Dallas is gonna take this one as well. As much as I don't like saying it.
What a game in Dallas last week. And this is going to be another shootout as both defense struggle in all forms and fashions. Cowboys 38-36.
All right. Moving on to the next one, we got Cardinals at 49ers. Both are 2-2. I think the Cardinals are going to take this one just because 49ers don't have... I mean, I know I said it last week against the Saints, but that was the Saints. But this time, Arizona, you have Harrison Jr. being there. You have the quarterback. That's good. Kyler Murray. You have all these weapons. And then San Francisco doesn't have many. I got a feeling that San Francisco is going to lose their first game this weekend against Arizona. It's going to be a close game, though. I say Arizona by 3.
Both teams are undefeated. Christian McCaffrey has been limited on the ground, but lethal through the air. You have Trey McBride, who's averaging 13 yards per catch and is emerging as Murray's reliable target in the middle of the field. Offense under Jones last week, he had 26 points, 344 total yards, and average 5.3 yards per play. The Cards defense is ranked 26th in the pass in total yards allowed and 21st in total offense. They are very vulnerable to the play action and deep shots. Red zones, conversion. The 49ers are converting 71% of the red zone trips with TDs, and the Cardinals defense is in the bottom 10 when it comes to red zone attempts or red zone stops. Shanahan has a proven track record when it comes to his quarterbacks, and he will have all the necessary tools to lead his team to victory in this NFC West matchup. San Francisco 21-18.
I'm gonna have to go with the 49ers on this. Granted, tight end situation with George Kittle out for a couple weeks, that's a key factor in the passing department. But Christian McCaffrey, as long as he's able to do what he does best, I think San Francisco is going to win this game 28-14.
I got a feeling that this is the game. I'm not trying to jinx nobody. I'm not trying to wish nothing or anything like that. But why do I got a feeling that we're really soon going to get a Christian McCaffrey injury? That's going to happen because he tends to get injured quite a bit. I'm just saying for past set of references, I mean, he gets injured quite a bit. And if that happens, San Francisco is done for the season. There's no way, they can come back from all of that. All right, moving on to the next one. We got Detroit Lions. Wait, no, not Detroit Lions. What in the world? No, sorry.
Chiefs and Giants.
Dude, okay. This one's going to make me laugh because they're both 0-2. And I got to say, have you guys seen Mahomes' stats over the last 2 games?
No, I have not.
So, 445 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Please tell me that somebody else is under Mahomes' helmet and we're not seeing Mahomes. We're seeing his double actually play.
We're saying Kermit.
But Kermit's taking over the field.
Man, I mean, if Kermit's taking the field, I mean, where's Miss Porky at?
She's already at the football.
Oh,
Gotta throw that pigskin somehow.
And what's sad, guys, this is what's really sad. He's the leader on passing, and he's also the leader rusher. What the F, dude? I'm sorry to curse, but good Lord. Where's the running back? Where's the run back on this? 13 attempts, 2 touchdowns, 123 yards from Mahomes. I'm sorry. I see the Giants winning this. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kansas City, but dude, until you prove me wrong, and even if you win this game, Kansas City, you have not proved that you're a good team. I'm sorry, but you're beating a team that is 0-2. If you beat a team that has a winning record, then yeah, we might actually little by little start talking again. But until you put yourself together, stop basically daydreaming about weddings and all this stuff, you're definitely gonna be actually out there and actually start winning games.
Is this how you talk to your girlfriends, Louis? Dang, I'm just messing, man. I'm just messing with you. So the Chiefs are on the struggle bus right now, and the Giants have nothing to lose. The Chiefs have had better competition over the past 2 weeks and have come close in both of those games, even though they've lost. If they lose this week, it's time to start panicking. I still have the Chiefs 24-20.
You poor soul.
I believe, man. I believe.
Chiefs. Oh, the downfall. The most overrated team in NFL today. On paper, Mahomes has been the top quarterback, if not top 5. I'll give him that. What the team needs to do is get out of their mindset, make the plays. Those crucial errors that happened against Philadelphia cost them the match. So I don't see New York winning this game. I'm going to give it a 3-point game, 21-18 Chiefs.
Sellout.
I'm sorry, but I really don't see New York winning this game.
I'm just saying, man. My goodness, they look horrible. Like they look. If they don't win this game, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I'm like, bro, like you, what is up with you? Like what is going on? Is somebody poking you with a stick, like wake up, and they can't wake you up? Like, geez, Louise, bro, wake up. All right, moving on to the last one. We got Monday Night Football, Detroit against Baltimore. This should be good. This should be a really good match.
Oh yes.
I personally think it's gonna come down to the wire, but I think Detroit is gonna win by 3 against Lamar Jackson.
As week 1, they had flaws. They came back swinging, dominating their games. These two juggernauts are going to go through and hit head-to-head. Having this question, is this going to be the potential Super Bowl preview? We know both teams are loaded on the opposite side as we sit amongst top 10 in scoring. Jared Goff went off last week with 5 total touchdowns, and he wants to go through and dial in against his banged-up Ravens secondary. Lamar has 6 touchdowns and 0 interceptions over a 2-week period. He ranks number 1 versus the blitz and man coverage, which is the scheme that Detroit runs. You have Jahmyr Gibbs. He may open up some lanes and expose the Ravens linebacking core. He is averaging 7.8 yards per carry. And then Zay Flowers having a huge game. I mean, he's emerging as Jackson's top target. As week 1, the flaws came up. They became back swinging in dominating fashion. These two juggernauts will again go head to head, but I have Detroit winning in a 3-point favor, 38-35.
It's definitely going to be a very, very good game to watch. I agree. However, the only way I see the Ravens winning this game is get that run game going, mix it up with RPOs. They've been very successful with, read pass options, running the ball, using Derrick Henry. Find those gaps. Do whatever you need to do to make sure you secure the win. However, on the opposite end, Detroit has been phenomenal. They have been, especially take a look at last season. They had a damn good season. I was shocked to see how well they performed. They're still carrying that momentum throughout this week. I'm going to give it to the Lions on this game as well. Roughly the same prediction as ZDP here.
Oh boy, what a week coming up!
So,
This is gonna be interesting to see, like, because we have a lot of matchups that we're gonna laugh at. We have a lot of predictions coming up, and I want to personally thank you guys for being devoted football fans, because I basically grew up watching soccer. I did not grow up watching football, and ever since I started watching, I felt amazing. Like, I was like, wow, this is actually a fun sport to watch. Literally, just seeing them score points, seeing them celebrate. It's been amazing all these years I've been watching. And with that note, I want to give a shout out to everybody that's been watching us. Everyone's been tuning in. Thank you guys for making this podcast great. We have been growing rapidly, which is amazing. I know, we may do it a little late at night, but you have to understand we have real jobs out there that we have to actually take care of. So I'm going to let it over here to ZDP so he can do the closing statements. And then I want to shout out to Hulk for staying up late. I know you have work tomorrow, buddy, but we appreciate you being here. It's always fun to talk to you. I've been knowing you for quite a while. And best of luck to your Eagles this season.
I appreciate you guys having me tonight. Like I said, it is getting late, so I should go ahead and start getting ready to bed and all that. Thank you again, both of you, for giving me the opportunity to be here. Allow me to share some of my thoughts. One last thing. EAGLES, Eagles.
All right. Yo, thank you so much. I'll piggyback on that. Thank you so much for going through and taking the time out to watch us live. And Hulk, thank you so much for going through and being here, even when you have to be up early and stuff. So it means a lot. Hopefully we can get you back on the podcast in the future. Louis, thank you so much for going through and hosting this. But yeah, guys, make sure you go through and like, subscribe, and comment on YouTube and follow us on other social media platforms. We will catch you on the flop.
And I want to add in real quick that not only do we have our sports segment coming up next Wednesday, but we also have the Reef podcast coming up next Tuesday. So we have 2 podcasts coming up next week. So stay tuned for both. We're going to have a combined trailer more than likely for both. So take it easy. Don't be a stranger. And Chiefs, wake up, please.
Jesse.
As always, today's episode was broadcast live on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. If you couldn't make it to the live segment, feel free to watch it on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and iHeart Radio. Links on the description below. See you next time.